Welcome back to another one of my perverted ASMR videos. In the words of that bald motherfucker from Stained, it's been a while. Thank you for tuning in. Today, we are going to be flipping through the instruction manual that came in this copy of Dragon Quest IX, Sentinels of the Starry Skies, that I bought almost 20 years ago. Maybe. I don't remember when this game came out. I want to say it was 2009? Should have looked this up before. Oh, you know what? I could probably find it on the book itself somewhere. Let's take a look. Alright, this is a little side quest. I need to know when this game came out. Yeah, 2009. I was right. So yeah, the year was 2009 when I bought this game. And here's the case that it came in. Unfortunately, I was a fool and I sold the game separate from the box and the instruction manual, which was not wise. I kind of regret doing that, but we are in the present and that's all that matters right now. And I'm glad I still have it so I can make these ASMR videos for you. Anyway, let's dive right in. Take a look. The story. The observatory is home to mighty Yggdrasil, the great world tree, and the Celestians. Celestrians, my bad. A race of beings charged with watching over the mortal realm beneath. According to legend, when the sacred figs finally blossom on Yggdrasil's boughs. Okay, sorry, got a little distracted. It will happen again. On Yggdrasil's boughs, a celestial carriage will arrive to transport the Celestrians to the realm of the Almighty. Holy moly. In order to bring about the blooming of the figs, the Celestrians have long gathered benevolence, the crystallized gratitude of their mortal charges, and offered it up to the great world tree. And now, at long last, Fig Bloom draws near. An incredible story is about to unfold, in which the Celestrian sentinels will become more closely entwined with their mortal charges than ever before. Frickin' cool. The characters. The hero. That's you. You are a Celestrian, one of the guardians of mortal kind who dwell in the observatory. Great changes are about to take place that will propel you on an incredible, unforgettable adventure. Aquila. He's this guy right here. A senior Celestrian who declined to take on an apprentice until he saw the potential within you, the hero, and took you on as his pupil. He's a firm but fair master. Apus Major. The most senior of all the Celestrians, this all-knowing ancient rules the observatory with a benevolent hand, ever calm, kind, and compassionate. Stella. I think she's modeled after like a Gyaru from like a Shinjuku-style Gyaru. Stella, a fun-loving fairy who gets her kicks from fashion, flippancy, and fairly relaxed attitude to grammatical construction. See, okay, this booklet says that, but I don't remember her having crazy bad grammar in the book. I mean, in the game. So I think this booklet is a liar, is what I'm saying. That, or maybe in the Japanese version she had like... maybe she spoke like a valley girl in the original Japanese version. I don't know. We'll see. She keeps a record of the hero's exploits on their journey together and likes to dish out advice, whether or not anyone wants to hear it. That's something that's kind of funny about this game, is that in the dialogue and the descriptions of things, of items and things, it uses alliterations a lot, which at first is kind of funny, but it starts to get a little annoying after a while. I don't know, it's just something that's kind of quirky about this game. Let's flip through these pages a little bit. By a little bit, I mean, let's flip through the entire book. All right. The controls. Yeah, I'll hold that up to the camera so you can read it. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. I think I'm just gonna skip ahead to the interesting bits, much like I do when I read manuals in real life. Just skip the important parts. Yeah, this game, the navigating the overworld took place on the lower screen, I think. So you could either use the D-pad to control your character, or you could drag them around like this. Like you could see right here. Drag them around with the stylus or with your filthy fingers. Starting and finishing your adventure. This is all about saving, loading your game, all that good stuff. Oh, look at that little guy. Alright, let's move the light source. Yeah. Look at that little guy. What a character. What a funny lad. Commencing your quest. Talk to the townsfolk. Find your way across the far-flung field. Beat beasts to build brawn. Varied vocations allow for an abundance of abilities. See, there's that alliteration action that they're going to beat you over the head with for the next umpteen hours that you spend with this game. Because this is a pretty long game. There's a lot to do in it. I've seen people pouring hundreds of hours into it. I think I had like 80 hours in when I sold it. And I don't think I even beat the game. It's just like stuff to do everywhere. It's kind of cool. The game screen. Examine everything. Kind of wanting to play this game again. It was really fun. It was a good one. There's there's no characterization because every single player was just a blank slate, basically just to like slap a class on top. But I honestly, this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but I honestly don't mind when RPGs don't even have a story. All I really need is, just go from town to town and solve whatever problem they're having and have a good time. And that's pretty much what this game is to a T. And so if you like that kind of gameplay, then this one's for you. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh, and there's also a day-night cycle, which is cool. Main menu. I'm feeling like I should play this game at some point for this channel. Oh yeah, and there's so many different types of weapons and equipment, and what really sealed the deal? Okay, take two. I'm sorry about that. My phone ran out of storage space before I could finish this video, so we're just gonna pick up right where we left off. I'm not sure how much more longer this is gonna go, but let's give this a shot. Yeah, there's this game. Hi, what's up, cat? All right, we might get a special visit from Gucci the cat. Well, let's see. What's up, Gucci? Okay. Attributes. Magical might, magical mending. Wow. Look at that. Spells and abilities. Battle records. Miscellaneous. Oh, the cat is right behind my chair's wheels. I don't want to run him over by accident. this game was also really cool in the way it displayed the battles, because it would show like the typical Dragon Quest style first person mode when you're making your choices, like you're making your selections in battle, but then it would go to more like dynamic view where you'd see the dudes running around on the field, running towards the enemies, stuff like that, which is really cool. The more I look through this game, the more I reminisce, the more I want to play it again. This was a good game. Take a shot every time I say that. Injury loves company. What's that all about? A combo has begun, and more damage is inflicted with every subsequent attack of the same type. That's kind of cool. I forgot about that aspect of the game. The various vocations. Oh yeah, here's the yeah. This is one of the really fun things about the game. All of your characters are basically little dolls for you to dress up. Yeah, and all the outfits are really fun and clever and creative. It's just a good time. Here's some examples of some of the basic equipment and skills that you'll have. The incredible, indispensable Quester's Rest. Oh, hi, kitty. I'm glad that was the kitty and not some horrible creature. I remember these characters. The myriad marvels of multiplayer mode. What's up, kitty? What are you meowing about? Anyway. Oh, look at those. Look at those little guys. Aren't they so fun? I never played the multiplayer mode in this game, but it looked like it was really cool. Like, there were a lot of like exclusive quests and boss battles you could only do in multiplayer. Too bad I missed out on that one. Unless maybe I could find whatever. Maybe there's some community that's still playing this game all these years later. I'd believe it. Oh, he's one of my favorites. Look at that smile. Look at those ears. I love them so much. Well, anyway, thank you for tuning in. Let's flip through these pages a little more. Try not to mutilate the pages. Alright, peeps, thank you for coming out. Until next time. Today we have The World Ends With You from the Nintendo DS. This is one I bought a long time ago and have still yet to play. But looking through all these manuals gives me the hankering to play these games. Because I've heard this one is really freaking cool. And there was a sequel that came out a few years ago for the Switch. This always looked like it should be like an Atlas game, not a Square Enix game. It's kind of cool that they were stretching their muscles in such a way. But my understanding is that this is like an RPG where you control the characters using both the bottom and the top screen, which is pretty. I have no idea how that works. I love this manual too. You can tell it's really in depth, and the design is really nice. The colors are all the colors and the design elements are all really nice. Like the game looks like it's really nicely designed too. It's a good looking game. That's cool. I was always fascinated by the way these old manuals had a couple pages in the back just for notes. I wouldn't doubt it if it's because they needed to fill some space, but I don't know. I wonder if anybody actually took notes in this little section of the book. I'm sure somebody did. I'm sure I did at some point. Oops, creased it. Its resale value just went down. My bad. I love the character art too. Character art is really cool. Alright, that legit does bother me a little bit. Oops. My bad. Alright. That concludes what we do. That concludes what we'll do today. Thank you for coming out. Until next time. Today we have Advance Wars. Days of Ruin for the Nintendo DS. Let's dive in, shall we? Give me 1 second while I adjust my mic. Rookie mistake, I know. Okay, there we go. I bought this game back in 2018, and I have yet to play it. Oops. The world is destroyed. Fire rained from the sky. The land burned. The earth shook. The oceans raged. The devastation was total, but dust covered the earth, blotting out all traces of the sun. It seems impossible that anything could survive, but amid the destruction, there is hope. I must say, I like the character designs in this game. These are good ones. Let's read some of his character bios. Will, a former student of the Robinell Military Academy, rescued by Burnett, he becomes a key member of the 12th Battalion. Lynn, a lieutenant of the second in command of the 12th Battalion. She's a calm and collected tactician with a background in intelligence gathering. Isabella, a mysterious young girl with no memory of who she is or where she came from. She's rescued from a ruined building by Will and joins the 12th Battalion. Trent Brenner, the commander of the 12th Battalion. He's a pragmatic idealist who believes in the inherent goodness of humanity. Gage, a soldier in the Lazurian army. He believes emotions and personal opinions have no place in his quest to become the perfect soldier. AKA, he's an asshole. I could just tell. Tasha, a fiery young woman who joins the Lazurian army to avenge her brother and others who died fighting Robinell. Admiral Greyfield, the commander of the new Robinell army, an arrogant authoritarian who believes himself a superior human being. His hunger for power knows no limits. for today. Till next time. Today, we are going to be flipping through the Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story instruction manual. This game came out in 2009, right before the 3DS came out. And I remember thinking at the time, it felt kind of strange to be getting a new Mario and Luigi game when the 3DS was just on the horizon, which I believe came out in 2010. This was when 3D was all the rage. And I remember liking this game, but thinking it was a little bit too easy. Prologue. A dreadful disease dubbed the Blorbs has begun to spread throughout the peaceful Mushroom Kingdom, causing the citizens to balloon up and roll around helplessly, with even the star sprites at a loss for what to do. Mario and Luigi set out on an adventure to find the cure. And then there's everyone's favorite brute, Bowser. Why do they have to frickin' trademark the names every single time? That feels kind of silly to me. Anyway, Bowser, who, as always, tries to abduct Princess Peach, only to be thwarted once again by Mario. Angry at his defeat, he meets a shady merchant deep in the woods who gives him a lucky shroom with a promise that it will make him really strong. Strong enough to beat Mario? Really? Bowser swallows the mushroom in one gulp and instantly starts inhaling anything and everything around him. Somehow he arrives at Peach's castle in the state and ends up inhaling the Mario Brothers because of the mushroom's power. What'll happen to the Mario Brothers inside Bowser's body? And what about the fate of the Mushroom Kingdom? And now they show off some of the characters. Starlo, aka Chippy, a star sprite that searches for a cure to the Blorbs at the behest of Princess Peach. Mario, the brave older brother with the exemplary mustache. His signature jump never fails to wow the crowds. Luigi, the friendly younger brother with the luxurious mustache. Will he again play a big role as he teams up with his bro? Bowser, the big bruiser who rules over the Koopas as their king. He'll get Princess Peach this time, if it's the last thing he does. Princess Peach, the princess of the Mushroom Kingdom. She convenes a big meeting at the castle to help all the blorbed toads. Fawful, a mad scientist with a brilliant mind. He's concocting some sort of plan, but what is it? Broke Monsieur and Broggy, the preeminent block collector of the Mushroom Kingdom. He runs a store with his canine friend. Remember, this was a fun feature, the giant battles, where Bowser would get huge and you'd fight some fortress or some other huge monster. That was a cool. Oh, I remember really liking the level up screen too, or how it showed the EXP progress bar as this little flag. That was kind of fun. Bowser sometimes becomes giant and battles enemies. Tap the command icons to fight. Notes. Following the message on the screen, hold your DS vertically and get the stylus ready. When you hold your DS vertically, hold it so that the touch screen is on the left. Command icon. Would it surprise you that I haven't beaten this game either? Just another one for the pile. My my alarm almost sabotaged the ASMR video. But anyway, let's continue. Anyway, thank you for coming out once again. Until next time. Alright, now let's take a look at the Radiant Historia instruction manual. This is a game that I actually played and completed, albeit a long time ago. It's a good one. The music is really good too. I recommend it. There's a remake on the 3DS, but I never played that one. It looked alright, and I think they added extra content, but they changed up the art style, which I wasn't a super big fan of. I really like the art style in the original over the new version. But anyway, let's take a look. Prologue. The strange phenomena of desertification, which felled the old empire centuries ago, is slowly encroaching upon the rest of the continent. As the sand continues to swallow the land whole, the remaining nations are embroiled in a fierce conflict over what little soil there is left to cultivate. Alistel, to the east, has lately found itself in dire straits due to an invasion from the west by Grenorg. It is against this backdrop that the Alistelian intelligence officer is about to embark on a critical mission. Special Intelligence's most skilled agent, the red-clad swordsman who walks in darkness. His name is Stock. Characters. Stock, the prize agent in Alistel's Special Intelligence section. While on a mission, he is severely injured, but his possession of the White Chronicle takes him to a place beyond life and death called Historia. Characters. Lee and Lipti, a pair of enigmatic twins who oversee Historia, the nexus of time. Oh, Tio, my bad. Tio has a cynical outlook and no interest in worldly things, and his advice to Stock tends to be harsh. Lippy, however, tries to cheer up Stock when this outlook seems grim and points him in the right direction when she can. Rainey and Marco. Former mercenaries brought in by Heiss as agents in Alistel's Special Intelligence Group and assigned to Stock as his subordinates. Rainey is always eager to act, while Marco is more thoughtful and risk-averse. If you have a smooth, long-lasting partnership, the two have a smooth, long-lasting partnership that continues in Heiss's service. Rosh, a captain in Alistel's army. A severe injury has left him with a mechanical device called a gauntlet. As his left arm, he worries about Stock, who takes on the dirty jobs in Special Intelligence, and strongly urges him to return to the army. Eruka, the princess of Grenorg. Her relationship with her stepmother, Queen Protea, is rather strained, and there are unsettling rumors that she is involved with the resistance. Basic controls. This game was cool because it was a JRPG that involved time travel, and you had to play through the events of the game
and see different paths and how they. Yeah, you'd have to make decisions at different points of the story, and you got to see how they played out. And if you ruined the timeline, you had to go back and start again and choose the better option. This game also, the battle system was kind of fun, where the enemies were all laid out on a 3x3 grid, and you could push them around so that they all occupied the same space. And when they did, you could attack all of the enemies in the same space at once to do like a combo to do extra damage. It was a neat system. Yeah, see, that's what it's showing right here. And it also had a Final Fantasy X style turn order gauge, which you could see right here. Okay, let's flip through it a few more times. Thank you for tuning in. Till next time. Today, we will be flipping through the Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs Nintendo DS instruction manual. I don't know how this game came into my collection, only that it just showed up one day. And it's been here ever since I sold it, but not the box or the instruction manual. So now I have to sell the box and instruction manual separately. I kind of regret doing it that way, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's take a look through this thing. I actually never played this game. I think I wound up giving it to a friend. So I don't have a whole lot to say about it. This may be a really short one. We shall see. Let's actually read through a little bit of this, because this would be way too short otherwise. Basic operations. Moving. Tap the stylus on the touchscreen to make the hero move towards the tapped icon. The hero can also be moved by pressing the D-pad. Talking. Select any person with a stylus to talk to them. You can also talk to a person by pressing A when the hero is facing that person. Making a choice. You may be presented with yes/no choices during the conversation or at other times. Tap yes or no on the touchscreen to make your choice. You can also choose yes by pressing A or choose no by pressing B. Checking. Select any Pokemon or target with the stylus to display information about it on the top screen. You can read signboards or examine objects by tapping them or by pressing A when the hero is facing them. Show or hide friend Pokemon. Select the hero to show or hide friend Pokemon. You can also show or hide friend Pokemon by pressing Y. Starting the game. This is boring. Let's skip ahead to something exciting. Friend Pokemon can be released at any time by tapping release. You may also be forced to release Pokemon if you capture more than you are allowed. When releasing Pokemon, all your friend Pokemon are shown at once. Select those to be released, then tap release at the bottom of the touchscreen. The released Pokemon return to wherever they were originally captured. If a wild Pokemon helps the hero with a field move or is damaged during a Poke Assist, it is automatically released. Quests. The touchscreen shows a list of quests you have accepted and the quests you have cleared. Select any quest to display detailed information about it on the top screen. You can search quests by all accepted or cleared. Modification. As you proceed in the adventure, you will be able to upgrade aspects of your capture styler. There are several aspects that you can select and upgrade. This function is called styler modification. Ranger points are needed for styler modification. Clearing missions and quests and receiving an S rank for the first time when capturing a Pokemon will give you Ranger points. Mission and quests. Tap the up blue arrow icon to increase the upgrade level for an item on the list. Tap the down red arrow icon to lower the upgrade level. Tapping reset will return all items to their original state. When you have decided which aspects to upgrade and at what levels, tap level up. Once you confirm, there is no way to get your spent Ranger points back, so please use caution when upgrading. Let's capture Pokemon. A capture is the process of befriending a Pokemon by establishing an emotional bond. Once captured, the Pokemon will travel with the hero until it provides help and or is released. A capture is performed using the stylus, the capture disc. The touchscreen switches to the capture screen when the hero makes contact with a Pokemon in the field. When the capture screen appears, touch the stylus to the touchscreen. The capture disc will appear where the stylus is touching. It disappears if the stylus is lifted from the screen. Keep the stylus touching the screen. Slide it to move the capture disc. It will leave the capture line in its wake. Use the capture line to draw loops around the Pokemon you want to capture. The ends of the capture line must cross to form a complete loop around the targeted Pokemon. Friendship gauge number. They label the fact that it's a number. As you draw completed loops, the friendship gauge under the Pokemon fills. When the gauge becomes filled, the capture is successful. Note, for some Pokemon, the friendship gauge is displayed at the top of the touchscreen. If the stylus is lifted before the capture is completed, the capture line disappears. If the Pokemon is left alone, the friendship gauge gradually drains. Draw enough loops to keep until the target Pokemon is captured. During captures, there's no need to use any force. The trick is to draw loops lightly and quickly. If your hands become too tired, flee the capture, quick save the game, and take a break. Pokemon emotions. Some Pokemon in the field might behave differently from others. When a Pokemon is frightened, it will try to flee from you in the field. It also tries to flee during a capture. When a Pokemon is agitated, it will attack or chase you. Its friendship gauge will be red during a capture. This makes it difficult to establish an emotional bond. Use Pokeassist to help it calm down. When it's calmed, the friendship gauge will turn yellow, and you can resume a normal capture. Flee. You can give up on a capture and flee from the targeted Pokemon anytime. Tap the flee icon at the bottom left of the touchscreen. Note, it may be impossible to flee from certain situations. Alright. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time.
Today, we are going to be flipping through the Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow manual for the Nintendo DS. This is another blast from the past, hailing from the far-off year of 2004. This is another one that I never got around to beating, but I think I should. What with the remasters that came out for PC last year, I think it's high time. Starting the game. Look at all this boring crap. Moving on. Title menu. Basic controls. Touchscreen functions. More touchscreen functions. Yeah, this game had a magic seal system. Celia Fortner's power over dark energy is not so great that she can supply certain chosen enemies with infinite power. These enemies are the extremely large and powerful level bosses who guard certain key parts of the castle. You cannot defeat those enemies by simply damaging them. They'll keep reviving. To truly defeat these enemies, you need to damage them and cut them off from their source of their power with a magic seal. You must draw the magic seal's shape on the touchscreen quickly, or the boss will revive, and you'll have to fight it again. That sucks. You don't want to do that. Search for the hidden magic seals. They will be more powerful than the seal Yoko teaches you at the beginning of the game. You will learn how to draw a magic seal when you find it. Fight boss enemies and reduce their HP to 0. After you've reduced the boss's HP to 0, the touchscreen will display the magic seal circle. That sounds like a really annoying mechanic, but it's been a long time since I played this game. You must draw the magic seal with a single stroke. Don't lift your finger stylus from the touchscreen. You will successfully draw the seal if you connect the indicators around the circle in the correct order. If you enter the magic seal correctly, it will activate and completely banish your enemy. If you enter the magic seal incorrectly, then the enemy will revive and regain some HP. You must reduce its HP back to 0 and try to banish it with a magic seal again. So you have to fight it from the very beginning, but still, that doesn't sound great. During the game, you can practice drawing magic seals by selecting Magic Seal in the status menu. Practice new seals after you acquire. Or else you're going to have to fight the boss over and over and over again. Yeah, this game had a lot of like touchscreen things. I think it came out in 2004. Yeah, if it came out in 2004, that's like the very beginning of the DS. So they were probably trying to probably tried to like shoehorn that those mechanics in wherever they could. Status screen. I still need to play Symphony of the Night. It looks like an amazing game. Tactical souls. When you defeat an enemy in Dawn of Sorrow, there's a chance it will drop a tactical soul. You can add it to your arsenal. Collect as many tactical souls as you can. Bullet type souls. Bullet type souls consume MP each time you use their ability. Many of them let Soma launch projectiles of varying kind. Others usually give Soma some kind of attacking ability. Press up on the control pad and the Y button to activate bullet type soul abilities. Guardian type souls. Guardian type souls continually drain Soma's HP while they are activated. They grant a range of persistent magical effects, such as creating a shield or summoning a familiar to fight with you. With all the Guardian type souls, the player can control how long the soul's effect lasts. It will often be dictated primarily by how much MP Soma has. Controls vary somewhat from soul to soul with Guardian type. Some require that you press the R button to activate and deactivate the effect, while others require that you continually hold down the R button. Enchant type souls. Enchant type souls grant special abilities to the player and do not consume MP. All you have to do is activate one of these souls. All you have to do to activate one of these souls is to equip it. Most enchant type souls grant stat bonuses. You equip them in the same way you equip Guardian and Bullet type souls. Ability type souls. Ability type souls grant special abilities once they are in your possession. You do not have to equip them or spend MP when using them. Many of them grant additional movement powers, such as the ability to break crystal blocks or the double jump ability. You can choose to toggle ability type soul powers on and off in the ability menu. How to get tactical souls. You collect tactical souls by defeating enemies. However, some enemies will release souls more regularly than others. Souls that grant more powerful effects have a lower chance of being released. Fortunately, stronger souls will not necessarily be more useful than weaker ones. Make sure to try out different combinations of all the souls you get in the game, and see what combinations best suit your playing style. Ability type souls will always be released when you defeat the enemies that have them. Rare ability type souls can be attained by fighting and destroying soul keepers that are hidden in the game. Additional souls. You can collect up to 9 tactical souls from each kind of enemy in Dawn of Sorrow. The abilities granted by many tactical souls will become stronger if you have more copies of the soul in your possession. How much stronger the ability becomes varies from soul to soul. The Doppelganger. Once Doppelganger ability type soul is acquired, the player will gain the ability to set up 2 different equipment sets. These sets, which are called A and B, can be toggled between tapping the X button. You can create the sets by selecting equipment from the status/settings menu. That's a cool feature. I like that. This is a cool game. I know I say this a lot, but I need to go back and finish it. This is a good one. Oh, here's all the different character bios. Kind of crazy how they made the I mean, I guess it's pretty normal for JRPGs, but like, main character's 19, freaking fucking teenager is going to save the world. But I guess that's normal for JRPGs. Soma Cruz, a rebirth of Dracula. He has the ability to dominate the souls of monsters and use their powers as his own. A year-ago healer that he was destined to become the Dark Lord. However, he overcame the chaos that raged within and escaped that fate. Mina Hakuba, Soma's lifelong friend and the sole daughter of the Hakuba Shrine's priests. A year earlier, she and Soma had been trapped within Dracula's castle, which in turn was sealed within a solar eclipse. While she has no special abilities, she is most trusted by Soma. Hammer. Now a merchant, he is retired from the military because of last year's incident. While he looks rough and resolute, he's actually aimless and irresponsible. He acts as an information broker through his shady business connections. He is hopelessly in love with Yoko. Yoko Belnades. A witch belonging to the church and an expert at secretly disposing dark beings that threaten humans. She's a descendant of a clan that helped defeat Dracula in 1476. She is friendly and nosy, long acquainted with the Hakubas. She's like an older sister to Mina.
Julius Belmont, a descendant of a clan of vampire hunters, he wields a generations-old whip named Vampire Killer. He lost his memory when he defeated Dracula in 1999, and only regained it during last year's incident. He now assists the church in their undertakings. Genya Arikado, age unknown. A member of a top-secret Japanese government agency, shrouded in mystery. His true identity is known to only a handful of people. Although he is strikingly beautiful, his cold and detached demeanor makes him difficult to approach. Available October 2005. Wow, holy moly. That was more than a little while ago. Celia Fortner. Celia is a shadow priestess that exercises great magical power and is the founder of a mysterious cult that will stop at nothing to orchestrate the second coming of the evil lord with the disappearance of Dracula. She senses that the magical world has weakened, and in turn fears the loss of her own powers. As a result, she plans to plunge Soma's mind into darkness in an attempt to seize the power of the evil lord. Dario Bossi, age 37. One of Dracula's successors, Dario has the ability to manipulate fire. He's possessed this ability ever since he absorbed some of Dracula's power during his resurrection a year ago. His fiery personality and impulsive tendencies push him to immediate action. Dmitry Blenov. The other potential successor to Dracula's reign with the power to duplicate magic powers. Although he displays an outward impression of rashness and irresponsibility, he is fully prepared to take any measures necessary to accomplish his goal. Alright, let's flip through this a couple times. Alright, thank you for coming out.
Welcome back to another rousing round, another rousing episode of Dandy Andy ASMR. Today, we are going to be looking through the Etrian Odyssey instruction manual, or instruction booklet, as it says on the front cover. I played this game a little bit, but I am a filthy casual because I got wiped the fuck out by this praying mantis monster on the second level of the dungeon, and I have not gone back since. But flipping through this booklet is making me want to try this game again and stop being such a pansy. So let's dive in. Etrian Odyssey from 2007, I think. I love the artwork, I must say. This is a really fun art style. And the music was really good, too. I do kind of want to play this game again, because I love dungeon crawlers. Let's see, 2006, my bad. I was off by 1 year. 2006, that was almost 20 years ago. Jeez Louise. Starting the game. Make sure the Nintendo DS system is turned off and insert the Etrian Odyssey game card into the game card slot. I'm going to be skipping around a ton. Title menu. From here you have 3 options. New game, load game, option. Basic controls. Controls are different in town and in the labyrinth, but below are the labyrinth controls. Make sure you understand them before venturing inside. Using the touchscreen. Another really cool game that came out around this time by the same publisher was The Dark Spire, which is this super Old school throwback dungeon crawler, also for the Nintendo DS, also published by Atlas. I started playing it but didn't get super far. It seemed like a cool freaking game though, and the soundtrack was amazing. Party formation. All the Explorers Guilds in town. You can register new guild at the Explorers Guild in town. You can register new guild members and organize your own guild. At the start of a new game, you will create a new party here. Register. Organize. Dismiss, retire, rest. Characters who rest lose 10 experience levels. What the hell? But will be able to reallocate their skill points. That's, oh my god, what a trade-off. That kind of sucks. Forming a party. Party consists of 5 guild members. You'll need to form one to enter the labyrinth. Frontline, backline. You're going to want to put all your casters and bow users in the backline. Game flow. In this game, you'll constantly go back and forth between the town of Etria and the Idrisil Labyrinth. Town of Etria. Make preparations such as healing, managing your party, and buying equipment in town. Then enter the labyrinth via the forest entrance or geomagnetic field. Labyrinth. When you become weak in the labyrinth, use a warp wire or the geomagnetic field to return to Etria. Labyrinth. Aspect of the field screen. Icon showing the time of day. The in-game clock. Time passes while moving. Information window listing any context-sensitive commands. Proximity gauge. How close you are to the enemies is shown by the gauge's color. Blue equals low chance of battle. Red equals high chance of battle. Cartography icons. Map screen. Coordinate tabs. Now this game was cool because you had to draw your own map. The game, you could set it to auto map when you walked over squares, but you had to draw in where the walls were. So, and you had to put down notes for yourself, which made it feel all the more immersive because you had to be the one. The game didn't hold your hand. You had to be the one to make notes of things and basically like unravel this labyrinth with the tools they give you. Map screen guide. The function of the stylus changes according to which icon you choose from the menu on the right side of the touchscreen. Draw walls. Draw lines with the stylus to show the dungeon walls. Paint the floor. Erase. Place icons. Erase icons. Annotation. Yeah, you could write your own little notes too, which is super helpful. Drag the menu item onto an existing item. Then type a message using the touchscreen. Yeah, that very old school style. Types of icons. Cartography tips. Paint the floor. Choosing auto map from the options will automatically paint the spaces you walk over. Yeah, I think that's the more fun way. Having to actually paint the floor yourself sounds like kind of a pain in the butt. But that's just me. Main menu. Items. Skills. Status. Equip. Custom. Party. And quests. I like RPGs like this where you have to create all your own characters. Like, yeah, it does. You don't get the same story interactivity, but I kind of like that you can sort of make up your own story, and it makes you. You have to like form a bond with the characters yourself, but because of what you and the party go through during the course of the game. Maybe that's too heady, but I don't know. I kind of like it like that. That said, I still like a good RPG where all the characters go through character arcs and all that stuff, but I don't know, it's a different flavor. Status. You can see a character's details here. Guide to the various components. Current level. Character's class. Current HP out of the maximum HP. Current TP out of the maximum TP. Technique points. Experience needed for the next level. The character's skill points. The lowest point reached in the dungeon. Current boost points. Character stats. Each one affects various things. Attack. Defense. Strength. Vitality. Agility. Luck. And TEC. Probably technical? Here's all the status ailments. I like games where you get lots of weird, crazy status ailments. It keeps things interesting. Death, sleep, confuse, poison, curse, blind, stone, paralysis, terror, bind arm, bind head, and bind legs. Battle. Here are a few basic tenets of battle, including an explanation of the commands. Basics of battle. Yeah, there are these foes. There were these like orange blobs that were the extra tough enemies. That's what the praying mantis thing that wiped me the fuck out was. It was a foe. Because these fuckers chase you down. They're not passive. They will hunt you down. When you encounter an enemy in the labyrinth, you enter the battle screen. Normal enemies cannot be seen, but select monsters known as foes visibly move around the map. Foes take one step for every step you take. If they catch you, you will enter battle. Front and back lines. Battle screen guide. Battle commands. Attack, defend. Skills, items, boost, and escape. Gaining levels. Once you gain enough experience from battle, your characters will level up, at which point their statistics will increase. For every level gained, you also gain one skill point. Spend skill points to learn new skills or level up existing skills. Earning money. In this game, you will not earn money in combat. However, you will sometimes receive items in battle, which can be sold for money. Once you sell a certain number of items, the store will have new goods available for purchase. Song of Rodsay Ormond, Troubadour. This was kind of cool because the instruction manual came with a bunch of songs in the back. Listen, an Etrian elegy. I don't see this in a lot of game manuals. You don't really see game manuals anymore, which is kind of a bummer. Listen now about a town that found itself under great renown. I tell you now of that small town, the town that was called Etria. There it stood, the fearsome wood, the wood of which people wondered should we go in? 'Twould be a sin to go into that fearsome wood. Word did spread, and rumor led to dreams that took hold in people's heads. See how that town flourished when travelers came pouring in. Then they came to seek their fame, the bold, the proud, the mystic, and the mystic lame. All hoped they could make their name by conquering the labyrinth. I was one and had my fun, the green halls filled with phenomenon. It was worth all the risk we'd run on our Etrian Odyssey. They said it. They said the title of the game. Orientation song. Sung to novices. Ooh. I think I'll read this one, and then we'll flip through the rest. Come, take a tour of the Verita Plaza. So many things to see. Down at the inn, the rooster is crowing. Why waking you from your sleep? Wake in the morning, wake in the evening, leave it up to the innkeep. Apothecary, doctors get nary. 1 coin less for their fee. 1 coin less than their fee. They'll fix you up when you have been wounded. Next time buy nectar 3. Still, it's not all bad. Forget you were sad. Look at the cute trainees. That's kind of funny. Shilka's good shops. Just a new crop for one and all to see. Quality weapons and shiny armor, but it won't come for free. She'll always buy your found bric-a-brac for crafting a brand new piece. Off to the golden deer. Come and stroll in, prop up your weary feet. Hear all the requests, try and do your best to make those people happy. When you have done, return to the pub, collect your well-earned fee. Explorers Guild is where you can dismiss the dregs of your party. Damn, harsh. Register new blood. I hope they won't be duds. Down at the depths we'll see. Here too, leaders will reset their men's skill. Soon they'll see victory. At Rada Hall, fun comes from their missions. Great for added prestige. Library books to sit down and page through. More than a man could need. That's it for the tour. Now how about a pure glass of delicious mead? Ballad of the Explorers. Here you can see more of the character designs. These are all really cute and fun. I remember I had one of these in my party. She's like the Dark Hunter is what they're called. I had one of her. I had one of him. Because You select the class that you want, you select whether you want male or female, and you get 4 choices of character portrait. Or I think 2 choices of character portrait for each sex. But I'm not sure. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I played this game. But maybe I need to change that soon. He's cool. I like him. I had one of her too. Yeah, these are fun little character designs. They're pretty charming. Jeez, this is a really freaking involved. This is like quality. Pretty neat. Okay, let's flip through the book a few times. Alright, well, thank you for tuning in. There's several more games that we're going to be looking through the instruction manuals for. Thank you for coming out. Stay tuned for more. Back for some more. For some more chocolatey ASMR goodness. Alright, here we go. This time, we're going to be flipping through the Pokemon Heart Gold version for the Nintendo DS, released in 2009, I think. Let me check that. Because I'm going to be really embarrassed if 2010, off by 1 year. This game was released 2010. And today we are going to be doing the same dealio, where we flip through the booklet. Probably won't stop to read everything out loud, but I will stop now and then if it's particularly interesting. Your adventure begins. What are Pokemon? I don't know. You tell me. Object of the game. Catch 'em all. Basic controls. Starting the game. Starting a new game. The menu screen. Yeah, this game had a lot of cool features, like the phone, the radio, and some other new stuff they added for the remake. This was a good-ass game. I should beat it one day. Catching Pokemon. Where to find Pokemon. Here, there, and everywhere. Raising Pokemon. Buildings in town. Pokeathlon. And this is also the one that introduced the Pokewalker, which was a nifty little tool that let you give your Pokemon EXP while you just walked around. It was basically, I'm forgetting the name for it. A step counter? Yeah, step counter. Which were all the rage back in the day. But now smartphones can do it like it's nothing. Migrate Pokemon from the GBA. There's Team Rocket, up to no good, as per usual. Communication. Compatibility list. What was this? Ah, that's cool. It shows you which versions of the game this one can interface with. That's pretty cool. I like that. There it is, about the Pokewalker. If you lose your Pokewalker, you're fucked. Oh, look at the little Totodile. Isn't he sweet? Okay. I actually never used my Pokewalker all that much. Kind of a waste. Oh well. Yeah, let's flip through that one more time. This book, the paper feels really frickin' nice. I don't know what it is, but it's just a really nice texture. I must say, Cyndaquil is no, not even probably. Cyndaquil is definitely my favorite starter. Just look at him. Yeah, look at that face. Enough said. Alright, I think we will call it there. Make it a nice short little video. Thank you for coming out. Until next time, everybody.